I think the most obvious risk here in near term is for us to get our arms around the pandemic, get the vaccine rollout figured out. And then, of course, it turns into a question of potential asset bubbles that we need to pay attention to. And then the longer term, of course, environmental risks that will continue to be one of the top risks for our future that we really need to pay attention to. I think the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we think about risk. It's raised awareness that disasters that could potentially cause mass death and destruction can actually happen. So it's no longer a tabletop exercise, but something that we're collectively living through. And I think that's impacting the risk awareness.
Could we talk a little bit about that? It has raised a number of long-term issues around transparency and whether there are bad actors and bad countries at this point who are not being as open as they could be on the pandemic. And at the same time, it's also, I think, raised some positives. That is the way in which the pharmaceutical industry has reacted very quickly and how some countries have been willing to very quickly roll out vaccine programs and work in a multilateral way with other partners. I wonder if you could just address those points for me.
Sure. I think the unprecedented speed of vaccine development is one of those highlights that we really need to look for transferable lessons for the future, because it does display, the strength of collaboration and the strength of public-private partnerships. But I agree with you. I think the inward-looking national agendas is a point of concern, because in their immediate response to the pandemic, governments have injected substantial stimulus packages. And I think we are seeing governments propping up the domestic markets, and it dovetails with the ongoing trend towards self-sufficiency, which has been accelerated by COVID-19. And we see disruptions in international supply chains, in investment flows, and we might even see the risk of business zombification if stimulus packages are not properly structured. So it's really, it's a perfect storm here brewing.